Hi, bestie. If you're new here, today is Tuesday. On Tuesday, I take questions just from my besties about what they're going through or what their loved one is going through. And I get to read the question over here. On today's question, this is the question that we have.
How did you cope with your appearance changing in public? How did you even go out again? I developed deep acne scarring 2 years ago, and I feel like it stole my life. What strategies did you use to go back into the public?
So I'll answer this honestly. At first, I avoided mirrors, I avoided cameras, I avoided mingling, I avoided going with other people, and it was difficult. What was really difficult wasn't the condition itself. It was the fear of rejection for me. And I know it's probably what you're going through as well. You are not afraid of yourself. You're afraid of how people will react when they see you. You're afraid of what people will think when they see your face is changing. So what helped me wasn't confidence, wasn't screaming affirmations. What helped me wasn't rushing myself. What helped me was two simple things: small amounts of exposure and kindness. Kindness towards myself. Let me explain what I mean when I say small amounts of exposure. I started doing small appearances. At first, I loved closing myself in. I didn't want to mingle with others. I didn't want to play with others. I even remember one time there was a party at home and I went to sit by a corner just by myself. And I remember my brother coming to me and asking me, "Is your face painful?" I said, "No, my face is not painful. I don't feel like playing." And he probably noticed it and he just said, "Go and play for 5 minutes. You'll come back to them. You can come back here and sit with me. Don't sit alone." And clearly, my brother was worried about isolation, something that you're worried about as well. So I did a little bit of playing here and there. I was just 12. I did a little bit of exposure here and there. I took part in little activities. I forced myself to go out there. I did things I didn't feel like doing. I played with my twin brother outside. I did a lot of writing as well, pouring down my feelings. I did small amounts of appearances here and there. And before I knew it, all that effort had compounded. I had enough courage now to go and face other people. I now had a bit of courage to say, "This is me. I didn't choose to look like this." And my existence shouldn't make others comfortable or uncomfortable. It's simply my existence. It's my face. There's nothing I can do about it. It's mine. If it makes you uncomfortable, that's fine. You can leave the space. But when it comes to myself, I'm not going to make you comfortable by shrinking or hiding. I also just belong here. I belong in the world with this face that looks different. So small amounts of exposure like that, and having a heart that says, "I also belong here. I also deserve to take up space." Sometimes it needs you to be a little ghetto, if you know what I mean. Sometimes it needs you to be a little aggressive, especially when you find people that want to push you out so that they feel comfortable, or when you find people that want you to hide to accommodate them. Sometimes it needs you to be a bit ghetto, that I also belong here. Your comfort is not my business, especially when it's at the cost of my existence. You get it. But if there's nobody pushing you out like that, it's also fine. But my point is, small amounts of appearances, small amounts of exposure. Go outside for a walk every single day. Go outside to the mall. Go to a restaurant and just have coffee. Go out there and just talk to random strangers. The barista at the coffee shop, ask her how she's doing. Go to the little flower shop next door and choose a flower for yourself. Those little efforts, eventually they compound. I can definitely promise you that. Now, the second thing I talked about was self-kindness. And Self-kindness is a topic that I love talking about. I absolutely love talking about it. The reason why I talk about self-kindness is that the gap between self-hate and self-love, it's too wide. The gap between hating yourself, hating your reflection, not loving even how you look, and just hating your entire existence and cringing at how you feel, the gap is too wide for you to scream affirmation at the wall and scream affirmations at the mirror. And tomorrow you say, I love myself. Your brain won't believe it because it's not true. But with kindness, it's you saying, I don't look the way I love to look. I don't laugh the way I look. I don't look desirable at all. I don't like how I look. If you're at the stage where you hate yourself, you can even say that, okay, I hate myself, but I'm a human being and I deserve kindness and dignity. I'm a human being. It means I deserve to be treated with kindness. Now, I'm going to lead with that. I'm going to treat myself with kindness. I'm going to show the world around me what treating another person with kindness means. It's just you saying, I'm a human being and I deserve to be treated with dignity. Therefore, I'm going to lead with self-kindness. And it's also questioning yourself. If you were walking around one day and you saw a little girl with a condition like you, what would you say to them? Would you treat them with harsh words? Would you say anything negative to them? No. Firstly, you'd feel a sense of compassion for them. That's the sense of compassion I want you to treat yourself with. I want you to treat yourself with the type of compassion that you'd give a young child going through something, a young child going through hemifacial atrophy. I used to think about myself as an adult and say, what if one day I saw a little girl with an atrophied face like me? What would I say to that girl? And the minute I said that, I used to be filled with so much compassion. I used to be filled with so much pity, empathy. I used to be filled with emotions where I just want to hug her. I just want to embrace her. And I started directing those emotions towards myself, saying that let my elderly self, the future me, look back and be proud of how I treated the young me. And that means if I reflect now as an adult, I'm incredibly so proud. I am so proud right now at this moment of how I treated myself because I treated myself with compassion and kindness. All right? Now, I know you probably think people will reject you with going out there. I know you're probably rejecting yourself before people even speak. I want to challenge you. Small amounts of exposure, small appearances here and there. Every day, go for a walk around the block. Once a week, show up at the mall. Once a week, make conversations with random people. Even going online, go online. If you don't have people to talk to, come to our community. We have a brilliant community of really kind women. And if you want therapy as well, you want somebody to talk to, you want emotional support, book yourself your session with me. Let's get you talking. Let's get you out there. And treat yourself with kindness. Buy yourself something nice. If you want to buy yourself like skincare, for example, come to my shop. I sell skincare. I'll put together a lovely letter for you, a lovely gift for you, a lovely skincare for you. And as you do all those small things, you will find that relating with people becomes easy. Showing up outside becomes easy. That kindness, that compassion now compounds to the person you are. And now you become a person leading by example. I hope that makes sense. All right? Well, that's enough for today. If you'd like to ask me a question and have your answer featured here, just send me a DM on Instagram or send me an inbox here on YouTube or put the question on the comment section will choose your next one. Bye.